Welcome back to Cross Realm Café. I'm your host, Aurora Maki.
And I'm the other host, Carlos.
Woo, other hosts. Damn. Like he's not part of the show, guys. All right. Yeah, no, super excited about all the things we have to talk about today. I feel like the gaming world is just like spinning. The VTuber world is spinning. So we're just going to jump right in. We have a couple of segments for you today, as well as our book club. It's a book club, but about video games. I feel like there's a better way to say that, but for now, just roll with it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all things the Game Awards that happened last week, all the winners, announcements, and that coveted Game of the Year award prize.
So, for like Game of the Year, do they win something besides like a trophy and like recognition? Is there actually a prize?
They win a really nice trophy.
Just this really nice trophy.
No, but I think the title is probably the most important part about it
Yeah.
because then you can market the game, right? Now the game is a Game of the Year. So
Yeah.
now there's Game of the Year editions, recognizing the hard work that went into it.
Well, okay, let's talk about it. So like Game of the Year, by now everyone knows Astrobot won. And it's hilarious because I mean you and I know what Astrobot is.
Mhm.
We've played it, we've seen it. Great fucking game. Deserves, the award. Not mad about it, but lots of people had no idea what it was when it won.
I think first of all, the category was stacked with a lot of big names. You had Elden Ring, you had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you had Metaphor, you had Bellaria, which a lot of people didn't also know about, and Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
So I think those are pretty big heavy hitters. Whereas Astrobot also just came out in October, so it didn't really have much time to marinate. But I don't think it didn't come a surprise to me that Astrobot won, considering the reviews were all almost near perfect. The game is near perfect. There was a few other awards that it won in addition. It won Best Action Adventure Game.
It also won Best Game Direction. Best Family Game, too, right?
Yes, it did. So yeah, it did pretty much a clean sweep.
I mean, actually, a lot of games did. Metaphor is on there, too. It won quite a few.
Metaphor did win quite a few. The only one surprising, Final Fantasy Rebirth only won
One for music,
for best score.
which is, I mean, that's Final Fantasy. Good for you. But yeah, that's wild. I feel like they didn't want to give Final Fantasy any awards.
I thought that was going to happen because I thought they were going to just win Game of the Year, but then they didn't win anything.
Yeah, they just have that one little cutesy boopsy little award, which is like an obvious one. It's Final Fantasy, it has good music, but
But of course, the TGAs are only one platform, and there's plenty of other award ceremonies that haven't come out yet. You know, you have like the IGN one and all these other websites that have it, so it's not just. But I mean, I guess it's the televised one, so
it's Game of the Year, the Game Awards, yeah. So we know what they chose. What did we choose? So Carlos, tell me, what are your top three? If you could pick three games that you were like, hey, this deserved an award, what would it be and what award?
I feel like there's so many, and I feel like I should have some like honorable mentions. But I think for me, the top three that should have won in some regard.
Yeah,
I think for me it would be definitely Yakuza Like a Dragon,
agree.
Infinite Wealth. I mean, that was just a fantastic game. The story struggled a little bit for me towards the end, but there was nothing better than running around the streets of Hawaii with your team, just running into random battles on the streets, and
It was great.
it was
You were running
great.
around in a mall. You were wearing different outfits. You were
Hmm.
meeting such like wonderful characters. The side quests were fun. If you guys watch my streams back in the day when that game came out, I literally did a 36-hour stream. Not because I had it scheduled, but because I didn't want to put the game down. So much so that turning off my stream would have been an inconvenience of me playing this game. That's how good it was.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Even like the mini games, traveling all over Hawaii. And what are the things called?
Oh, the moped thingies.
What
Yeah.
are they actually called?
No idea. Which is funny because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth also had.
They did.
They had the minigame with Tifa and Aerith.
They did.
Yeah.
My second one would definitely be Rebirth for obvious reasonings. It was just, it was a perfect result of like hard work. You can see like the music to the narrative to the battle system, just like everything was. Then you also had the nostalgia that came with it,
Absolutely.
and just the storytelling, and just seeing all these characters that you loved back in the day just reimagined in this world, and lots of mini games. But
Which normally I'm annoyed at, but they were really fun. But okay, so last, let's throw one more in there for you.
it would definitely have to be Trails Through Daybreak for sure.
Trails, guys, don't worry. We're gonna be doing like a whole Trails month coming up soon. So if you love the Trails series as much as Carlos does, get ready for that. But
It was. Well, first and foremost, the Trails has been going on for a long time.
yeah,
But this one was special because it was kind of like a new entryway for newcomers. But and it wasn't in the school setting that the past four have been. They also Falcon used a new engine, so there was better graphics, a new battle system, which Metaphor kind of like janked a little bit, but it's okay. It was just it's 200 hours of just fantastic world building. I mean, I've never in a game talked to every NPC twice after every event because I just wanted to know more about the world. But also the battle system was really good. It was a little on the easier side for me, which I was a little annoyed by. But besides that, I recommend it to everyone.
he recommended to me, so I'll be playing it soon.
And it's also a series that doesn't get enough recognition.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Trail series until you. I was just one night I was getting back into gaming. I had time, and I was like, "Hey, Carlos, what game should I be playing?" And literally just trails, 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 constant trails. So, okay,
Yeah.
that's you. That's you. I have to play that game. I'm
Now we're gonna
excited.
hear Aurora's,
Yeah, Aurora has opinions.
your favorite overlord.
Yes, bow down, bitches, bow down. But okay, so I agree with Infinite Wealth. Not even a question. Absolutely should be up there. I should have sweeped. Should have been cleaning. Should have taken them all out. But
Yeah, it was only nominated for one award,
yeah, what was it?
Best RPG,
Best RPG. Yeah, wow.
and it
That's
lost.
wild.
to
No,
Metaf-
it was also in Best Narrative.
Oh, okay.
Best Narrative, yeah. But obviously, Metaphor won that. We're gonna talk about Metaphor in a minute because
hmm
we tight don't agree. But moving on, the next one that I think deserved more recognition was Stellar Blade. Now, this is personal. I know this is personal. For those of you who know, I got sick this year. I was out of commission for 6 months, did surgery, so on and so forth. So right at that point where I was super sick and couldn't really move, to leading up to my surgery, I played Stellar Blade. So I know it's an emotional reason why I would choose that game, but it was fucking fabulous, and more people should play it. My only qualm with the game is that I wish there was different environments. I felt like all the environments were pretty much the same, besides like a few like levels like in between where you were normally traveling. Like, and I get it because it's for the world building, but other than that game was fantastic. All of it, the fighting, the outfits, the side quests. I finished that shit from top to bottom. So that game definitely. And then of course me being the horror person that I am, Silent Hill 2. Like, done. Enough said. Silent Hill 2. There's not much else to say. Fantastic fucking game.
Yeah, you can keep that one over there. I'm not interested in anything horror related, but I've heard great things about it.
We're gonna change his mind, Café. We're gonna do it. We got this.
I'm like still on the fence about playing The Last of Us because
Damn, you haven't played The Last
I
of
have
Us?
not.
That's wild.
It looks scary. Those clickers, are that what they're called?
Yeah,
Yeah, they jump out. They look
do.
scary. They look,
Yeah.
and I have not played it.
But not fair. No, normally I'm like, yeah, the Last of Us 2 can go
I did.
somewhere, but the first one.
I did promise myself I was going to play it now that I have a pro because you're gonna get the best the
Yeah.
game's ever looked, right? So maybe when I have some downtime, I will play it because they are easier platinum trophies. I think they're only like 30 hours long.
Yeah, they're very short games. So, okay, well, we're not going to talk too much, obviously, about
Yeah.
this game, but, like, very quickly, you know when it's happening. Like, when you're in the environment, it's beautiful. There's nothing really scary happening. Like, when you see a deer, that bitch is not going to pop out and, like, kill you. When you're in a garage walking around, you know there's going to be a clicker. Like,
That makes it worse. I don't want to know because
Okay.
then it's like now I'm just like,
Yeah, okay, on edge.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair. All right.
Let's talk about the nominees for best role playing game.
Oh, God. Okay, yeah. Okay, we have Dragons, Dogma 2, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and then Metaphor.
Right. This category for me is a little
Dry.
it's dry, and I can explain why. First and foremost, Dragon's Dogma 2, I don't know if anybody played that. I got it on launch. I played 5 hours of it, and it was horrible. And not the game itself, but the performance was so bad. It was running at like 30 frames per second, but there was drop-ins, there was texture issues, the game was all over the place. It looked horrible. I could not get past. Apparently it's been patched with the Pro, but I don't know. The second one, Elden Ring, is a DLC, so I mean, Metaphor ultimately won. How do you feel about that?
I have feelings about Metaphor, and I'm not going to say Metaphor didn't deserve its awards. It was a very interesting game, and it was fun. I did play it. It was very fun. I did enjoy it. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it, but was it the best game that Atlas has ever released? Absolutely not. And the way people are talking about it, it's very reminiscent of like Persona 5. They're giving it all of this like love and care and like admiration when it's just a copy of Persona, and it's not even that great of a copy. Like, I would rather play Persona 3 over and over again than revisit Metaphor. I think the story was okay. I think the system was odd, and the the pacing was just so weird. Like, it was so slow in the beginning, it was mundane in the middle, and then it was this fast-paced, confusing, this is the end of the game, did the devs rush it? For it to win best role-playing game compared to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, rude. Just rude.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. I have mixed feelings on Metaphor because it did so many things right,
Yeah.
but then there are a lot of things where I'm like, this could have done better. Persona and other things. Gameplay wise, it is fantastic, right? The battle system
Yeah.
is fast, it's energetic, it's in your face, the music is blaring.
Yeah, the music is great. Gotta put it out there.
It's difficult. It challenges you to come up with new strategies. There is a special place for Metaphor gameplay. Where I struggled a bit with Metaphor as a whole was the pacing, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, and for those of you who know, like it felt like once you got to September, October, the game came to like a reaching halt, and all of a sudden, all these plots. But it just felt very rushed. It felt like the devs ran out of time. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. You feel that way also.
Yeah, I felt that actually throughout the whole entire game. Like, I felt like you'd be in the middle of something, you'd be doing something, and then they would just like throw a random battle. Like, you would be like sitting there on story for like 45 minutes, and then they would throw a random battle that you didn't have time to prepare for. And you're like, okay, is this difficult or is this annoying? Like, is this challenging or is this annoying? So I think that's. And I went in with a really clear head because I was very excited for this game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I was very excited. It's been in development for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, overall, I do want to say I think Metaphor deserves its flowers. Winning Best RPG over Rebirth, probably not, just because there's an extra layer of like technical aspect that comes to Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics, all that, like that Metaphor just doesn't have. But I am proud that Atlas is finally getting recognized in these bigger awards for their hard work, because
Yeah.
before, I mean, sure, we've seen Persona 5 there, but like how many games have they had before that should have been recognized and haven't been? I would like, and Atlas is known for this,
Mm-hmm.
they love redoing their games. How many times have we seen it?
Persona 3 has like what, 5 games?
We have Golden, we have
Yeah.
Royal. I would like to see them do Metaphor, a re-release, with maybe an extra month or two, extra gameplay things.
Yeah.
Really just shape it up to make it the perfect game it should have been.
I agree. So, I mean, that's... And I know a lot of people loved it. A lot of people loved it.
A lot of people loved it.
Loved it. And again, I still think that's like the Persona 5 effect. It's because no one knows what Atlas is actually capable of and what they've made before. So we're sitting on these new games and people are judging them based on just...
Well, and everything
that.
everything is a Persona 5 copy, right?
Yeah.
So like when Shin Megami Tensei 5 came out, it was... I read a review once that said, it's Persona 5 without the soul. Or like, with Metaphor, you see that same kind of critique. And it's kind of a shame because these games don't have a chance to flourish because they're under this Persona umbrella.
Which is weird because Persona 5 was, to my opinion, the worst one.
I would agree compared to the other two. Gameplay-wise, it probably was the best because of, obviously, they have time to craft and everything.
Gameplay-wise, but story-wise, character-wise...
Yeah, it just didn't hit the same way like Persona 3 did when it first came out. Like,
Yeah.
remember that? Like, that was a game changer.
Yeah, that was 24-hour gameplay back and forth, just wanting to be on it.
Never played anything like it before. Yeah. So, I do think that Metaphor has a special place. If they've released a second one, I think it'll be...
Metaphor, Refantasio Fez.
Fez, exactly.
All right, well, we are at a cafe, and as you guys know, we don't just talk about video games, we also drink some cocktails and drink some cafe items. So today we're going to talk about what we're drinking as well, just a little intermission, so you guys can grab your own beverage. Right now, I'm drinking a Samuel Adams Holiday White Ale, spiced and citrusy. It's actually delicious. I don't even like beer. I ordered different alcohol, and the guy, he fucked up my whole order.
Wait, you order alcohol?
Yeah.
You don't go to the store to get it?
Why would I? I'm a gamer. Why would I get up?
Wait, where do you where? I'm not gonna ask you where you order from.
So many companies deliver alcohol to our area.
I know, but like, is there a premium?
No.
Like,
yeah, this pack was the same price as it would be in the store. And
they just drop it off?
Well, you have to go up to the guy and be like, hi, I'm over 21, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got coquito too.
Wow.
But anyways, all right, Carlos, what did you get from the cafe today?
Today I am drinking my matcha latte, but I made it with Blue Bottle because I have a friend who drinks Blue Bottle coffee all the time. Yeah. And apparently it's really stimulating. So I decided to try the Blue Bottle craft matcha with some, Oatly oat milk.
Yum.
That's what I'm drinking today. I'm a late riser, so it's a little early for alcohol beverages, but I will be indulging at some point today.
Yeah. We're going to record some late night episodes, do some late night streams. So
for sure.
Get ready for that. But yeah, when you're watching us, it's all about hanging out, all about chilling. So please grab a drink, grab some food, and yeah.
Tell us what you drink.
Yeah, tell us what you drink. Come on, I want to know so I can steal it.
And give us recipes.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's keep on trend. We have we're gonna quickly talk about the VTuber awards, just because we're talking about awards. I do want to do some honorable mentions because I am a VTuber. So just real quick, I know Carlos is very new to the VTuber sphere. Hopefully he'll fall in love with the people I'm talking about. But we have a Gamer of the Year. So it's a Gamer of the Year, but it's a VTuber. It's somebody that like embodies like every single type of video game. So she plays RPGs. She plays everything. So I want to mention her. Her name is Zentreya. She's actually one of my favorite VTubers.
Love that.
Love that. Yeah, she's like a dragon/android slay.
Amazing.
Slay. But yeah, so she took home that award, which was, she deserves that. She's like VTuber top gamer.
So what does she typically play? I don't know much about Zenchaya.
I mean, she's currently been playing like Helldivers 2. She plays a lot of Lethal
Okay.
Company, Elden Ring, a shit ton of Elden Ring, which is like a forte of hers. Long gaming in
Should we
general.
play Elden Ring?
Do you want to play Elden Ring?
No.
Neither do I. People tell me to play Elden Ring all the time, and I'm like, do I want to struggle?
If you guys want us to play it, we will play it. But otherwise,
Yeah.
it's a no for me.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw somebody play it, and it's just daft. It's a daft open world. It looks like somebody poured coffee on it. It just looks boring. So it's just not my cup of tea, I guess.
Because it's not really like story generated. It's all about the challenge. It's about getting into.
I think there is some story to it, but I don't think it's like this overarching story where there's like, themes and like characters and like ups and downs. I think it's like
To be fair, we haven't really played either. So if you guys think we're wrong, tell us. Let's change our minds.
But also like from a trophy perspective, like a trophy hunting perspective, like that's just too many like hair pulling moments.
How long would it take you?
I don't think it's really long, but it's like it's a challenge.
Yeah.
They're challenging games.
Just general.
Yeah.
Yeah, in general.
Like, not interested. But maybe I will one day if somebody tells me we should. They have a co-op one coming out.
I heard that. I got that information.
Speaking of Elden Ring, there was a few announcements at the Game Awards that are raising some hairs.
Some hairs.
The first one is the Elden Ring one. It's a co-op game, unlike the solo games previously. It's a standalone. It's not DLC.
Good for them.
Yeah, I think it's like a 4-player co-op game where you just challenge like difficult enemies and stuff.
Oh God! As a streamer, I feel like this is gonna be famous.
Oh.
Well, because for the VTuber Awards, Stream Game of the Year was Lethal Company. And for those who don't know what Lethal Company is, it's a co-op game. So much so that a bunch of people edited the game and had over 20 people being able to play one game, like 10 people, and when normally it's only 4. So streamers love a co-op moment. So Elden Ring?
They do. Why?
Well, because it brings us together. And we don't have friends outside of it, we're going to be real.
That's cute.
It's very cute.
But they also love like the gacha games.
Streamers love gacha games because they get viewership. Like when I play Nikke, I don't know if you know what Nikke is.
Right.
Yeah, I had so many viewers
they made
compared.
Stellar Blade.
Yeah, they made Stellar Blade. So yeah, I don't know. It's a gacha thing. It's entertaining. It's ongoing. It's kind of like playing like an MMO. It never stops. Gotcha. Yeah, but. All right, so announcement time. I'm really excited about some of these announcements because we're going to talk about them. There's some controversies, as for some odd reason we do now with video games and all pop culture. I'm going to read tweets about some of them and just like get into it. So as people know, Intergalactic was announced, correct?
Intergalactic was announced. It's created by Naughty Dog, so the creators of Last of Us, Uncharted, Crash Bandicoot.
They got the money.
They have the money, and they're for all intents and purposes, they are a first-party Sony developer. So it's a big deal for them to release a game for PlayStation.
All right, so I'm gonna read this tweet, and it's from Mr. Hobo Master. Shout out to you, dude. 32K likes, and people are still gonna tell me there's no actual hate on Intergalactic because of the main character's looks. Please fuck off. And they they posted a photo of someone else making the main character more quote-unquote conventionally attractive. So take a moment, check out Intergalactic's main character, and we're gonna talk about it, because people are super, super upset.
Well, people are upset mainly because the character isn't like conventional, right? It's not like the Stellar Blade of like, the hot Asian girl with big tits and ass.
Yeah.
She's a more normalized character.
Dude, she's not normal. She's fucking gorgeous.
And she's
it's wild.
Well, I mean, she's not like unproportionate, right? She's not like some fantasy. She looks like somebody that you would see.
You'd find her, but you gotta remember because it's like the concept of like movie pretty and then real life pretty.
Right. She's real life pretty.
Yeah, she's real life pretty, but she's also I think she's actually movie pretty. Like, do you see her eyebrows alone, bro?
Yeah,
people work so hard to have those eyebrows.
The eyebrows are great.
It just blows my mind because a lot of people are complaining because she's not attractive. And that's just such a silly idea for me. Like, when you watch a movie, do you need your main character to be hot? Like, is that why you're there in the movies?
Well, she's also being played by Tati Gabrielle, who is an incredibly gorgeous actress.
Gorgeous! This one gets to me because it seems a little out of pocket. And I saw people talking about it because they were like, well, does that mean you're attracted to Crash Bandicoot? Like, is he hot to you? Is that why you haven't complained about that video game? Like, I just don't understand why this is a complaint.
It's the way you said Crash
Bandicoot. Sorry, cute.
So funny.
Crash Bandicoot. I'm sorry. Sorry. Cute.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But I think this is coming from like a place of like people are complaining that there's too many female lead. Earlier this year, Ghost of Utah was announced as the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, which now is female lead.
And it's funny because I was thinking about, so when we were younger, we played a lot of fighting games, right? Mm-hmm. And you always picked like female characters to main, and it was never like, I don't know, it never looked odd to me that a male, was playing as a female character. It just wasn't odd.
Yeah, it's completely normal, and it's like I think I mean, this is obviously a deeper issue than what we're going to discuss today, but I think it's just like the internet has become this, especially Twitter, has become this place of like where they're just pushing these narratives of like hate and misogyny. It's like there's no real reason why Intergalactic has already controversy when the game looks fantastic.
Absolutely.
Looks badass.
The sponsors.
She's driving a Porsche spaceship.
The sponsors are insane. A Porsche looked at it and didn't say anything, so why the fuck do you care?
She's watching 80s anime and she's sucking on a soda. Which hot. I hope is Coke Zero.
I hope it's Coke Zero.
So there's no reason why, but these will be the same people who will end up playing the game anyways.
They're going to buy the game and they're going to complain about how she looks.
Yes.
And they're still going to play it, and that's the end of that.
Which leads us to our next announcement, which was The Witcher 4 was announced at TGA as well. Now, The Witcher 3 came out, I think, 10 years ago, so this is a big deal.
We love The Witcher.
And I believe the main character, Ciri, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's Ciri, yeah.
It's his daughter?
Yeah. So, in the game, something happens where the character ends up getting the daughter based on events and world rulings. Okay. So he ends up having to protect her, so he just takes her under his wing.
I see. I've never played the Witcher series. I would definitely play The Witcher 4. At that time I wasn't really playing console gaming. But people are already complaining about the main character, saying she looks ugly. I saw this one tweet today. Ridiculous.
Okay, so Cerberus XT created this edit of the new Ciri, and it literally looks like they put Ciri under the knife and botched her surgery. But anyway, someone retweeted Delavigan, and he said this dude has never touched a woman in his life.
But, I mean...
This is hilarious.
First of all, it's funny because the edit that Cerberus, I don't know if Cerberus XT did it or whatever, but
he posted it. Or
you have to look at the tweet because it's giving. First of all, it's giving like some gay did it. Like he just like.
Yeah, that's drag queen energy. Right
It's
there.
Giving drag. It's giving housewives. It's giving plump.
That is housewives.
It's giving plump cheeks, an ombre lip, mascara. This looks crazy. Nobody fights like this.
Nobody lives like this except on the internet
or on TV.
or porn.
Yeah.
Let's be real, guys. It's because he watches too much porn.
It's just the craziest thing that people are already editing these characters to look more like what they want.
What they want to fuck. Let's be honest here.
It's what they want to fuck, what they
Yeah.
want to jerk off to, or whatever. It's just like the edits. You have to really just scroll through The Witcher 4 and into Galactic, and you'll see all these crazy edits.
Listen, no judgment. I understand being... Listen, Eve in Stellar Blade, slay, very attracted to that woman, beautiful. If that's what you need in your life, there are plenty of Reddit forums that do edits and 3D modeling for porn. Go fucking crazy. Go for it. But I don't need it in my video games. I don't care what she looks like. If her character is good, if her story is good, if the development is good, gender, whatever. If the game is good, who cares?
Well, I think it's all about intention too, right? Eve was created and intended. That was their goal with that character.
Yeah.
To make a sexy robot type of character for people to fawn over. These other characters, normally they wouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
It's like when they redid Lara Croft, right?
They made her into a human being.
They made her into a human being because nobody, no male or female, is fighting dinosaurs with a tank top and their tits hanging out. It's just not reasonable. So they're creating people that are more human.
I mean, the argument is we're not fighting dinosaurs in general, so why can't we have big tits? I get the idea.
True, yeah, that is true because it is a video game at the end of the day. But
that's the point. There's a time and place for it. So if you want a game like that, play Stellar Blade.
Correct.
End of story. Like there is a cup of tea for everyone, and you need not complain about the cup of teas that are not for you.
Go play Dead or Alive Extreme Volleyball.
Hell yeah, great game.
Actually, they're coming out with a new one.
Hell yeah.
And actually, I think we should play that at one point. I have to find it. It looks so good.
I think moral of the story is that there is going to be video games and characters for every audience, and you're complaining that every game is turning into quote unquote this woke idea, but I mean, isn't that the same thing that you think is happening, that you want to happen? You want all the characters to be sexy? That makes no sense. Let's have some variety. Let's have some good times. Let's have some good games.
Dead or Alive Venus Vacation Prism.
Hell yeah. That's the game for you. If you're complaining about Intergalactic, that's your game right there.
Look at this cover art. First of all, they all look the same.
They do.
They all have big tits.
They look like Infinite Nikki, but like...
Low-key, actually, yeah.
Went through surgery.
And so they're just on the beach, and you just date them, and that's it. You just do a bunch of this.
And I love that.
I actually really want to play this
game.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, we're not mad at you for wanting a sexy character. We're mad at you for trying to ruin a game that's going to be awesome because you need to have a sexy character.
Well, also, I mean, like, all these developers put in all this time, and it's, like, I don't think they're, like, pandering to any woke audiences or whatever. They're just making games. I mean, Naughty Dog's been making inclusive characters for the longest time.
Yeah.
You know, the Last of Us was very inclusive, right?
Yeah, lesbian, hello.
Yeah, and Crash Bandicoot, inclusive.
Bandicoot.
But yeah, so this is, then The Witcher also, and it's like, nobody complained about it when Baldur's Gate did it, so it's just all a bunch of nonsense.
It is some nonsense, but hey, we like to talk about it.
We're going to talk about one other announcement. It's by our favorite studio, RGG, the makers of Yakuza.
Ooh!
And this is a game called Project Century. Now, the trailer was short.
Yeah.
But it was basically like, it looked like a Yakuza game set in, like, back in the day. But he was, like, drunk, and he was, like, stabbing people, and there was lots of blood.
Yeah, I'm afraid... I'm not a gore person. If they give me the option to turn off gore, I usually do. But, like, in the spirit of what we were talking about, he's hot, guys. Hot. Thank God for that.
Yeah, if you want to play a male character killing people...
There you go.
Go support RGG.
RGG. They got a lot of main characters. Dudes. Brawly dudes killing other brawly dudes.
Plenty. There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that. I love RGG, what they do. I would have loved another Like a Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Part
iconic.
9 sequel, but we know that's going to come eventually. Mm-hmm. But I do like their initiative of putting out these smaller games like
They have that pirate game coming out, right?
The pirate one.
I'm a little skeptical, not gonna lie.
It looks fun.
Sure.
It looks wacky.
It looks yo ho ho in a bottle of rum, bitch.
A bottle of rum. But we will be playing.
Oh, I'm gonna play it because I could be a liar. It might be the best game ever, you know.
But I think that's it for all the there was definitely a lot of other announcements. You know, Okami sequel, Onimusha reboot. Not too many RPGs though.
We cry.
Lots of gacha games.
Oh, that's a gacha game. I mean, that's the bread and butter. That's where you make your money. Gacha, gacha,
Like,
gacha.
it was gacha after gacha after gacha. There was one called Wuthering Waves. It looked cute, but like,
it's fun, but it's like a Genshin Impact, like, cousin.
It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I played it for a couple months. It's a no for me too. I'm not a Genshin person. I wasn't a Honkai Star Rail. I tried. I really tried.
Too.
I tried because Honkai Star Rail is a turn-based RPG, and I'm a streamer, and like that's, you know, playing that on stream does bring a really fun audience. I met a lot of cool people playing it, but I was like, I cannot dedicate my career to this because I just can't get into it. It's not for me.
I definitely tried Honkai Stale.
Honkai
Stale Rail.
Stale Rail.
For me, there's just a lack of depth.
Yeah.
To those games, right? So like you get into battle and it's like attack, heal, special ultimate attack. There's no depth to that. It becomes tic-tac-toe at this point.
Well, the games aren't about that. That's why. It's about collecting. That's where I don't like it because fine, collect all you want, girl, but the story then incorporates all of these characters and I'm like, who are you? Why do you look like that girl and that boy? What was his name? And then the dialogue. Forever. I don't know a single person, and correct me if you are one of these people, but I don't know a single person that doesn't skip. Skip.
That's funny that you mentioned that because I was having this inner dialogue with myself yesterday.
Ooh.
So what are you saying? You skip during games?
So particularly things like Genshin, so gacha games, I skip the dialogue a lot. Like Nikke, that's a great story, but when they talk too long, skip. I play Love in Deep Space, skip, and I love that game. I play that game every single day. Honkai Star Rail, skip. I'm skipping. What were you trying to skip? What were you afraid to skip?
Well, because there's a little bit of like whenever you're trophy hunting, right, you're kind of like always like, okay, what's the next thing, right? So like I'm playing this one game now in between Dragon Quest, and the story is just extremely subpar. But I find myself being guilty. Do I like skipping single player games?
Oh, I'm guilty. I don't like to skip it either. I try really hard to just finish reading it,
but then I'm like, I just want to get this platinum and move on to the next game.
Yeah, this is why we call this book club, guys, because it's very reminiscent of like reading a book and staring at the book next to you
100%.
and wanting to move on to that book because the book that you have is mediocre, but you started it and you have to finish it. You have to finish it. And it's how we play video games. And yeah, I will. So you can ask my chat. When I play RPGs, especially ones that don't have voice acting, I tell them to read to themselves. This is not a time. This is not a time to play the game with me. This is a time for us to hang out while the game is in the background. So I'm like, skip. I skip a lot, and if I need it, most games nowadays have a log, and you can go back and read it if I need it. You know what I mean?
Trails has a log. Just saying.
Trails, baby, trails.
But you're right. But I find myself like being like really like, oh my god, I just want to side quest towards the end. Skip. I don't need to hear about your cat that got lost and I need to save it.
Absolutely.
Like, it's just a no for me. But
no, your wife left you a letter in a town 3 over. I don't care how you met.
I hate that.
I don't care how you met, girl. I don't want to know. Don't want to know.
This week we are playing Dragon Quest 3.
2D HD remake.
2D HD remake.
How to practice that.
This is a special game for both of us. We both love Dragon Quest. Started with Dragon Quest 8.
Slay.
when you had Jessica
Oh, Jessica.
slinging fireballs and Yangus.
Mm.
So this one is basically a remake of the old game, just in that HD 2D fashion. So like Octopath Traveler. They did it earlier with Star Ocean as well.
Yeah.
That was great, by the way. So go play that if you haven't. So far, I'm about halfway through it. I've really been enjoying it. It feels still dated to me.
Absolutely. I had the same thought when I was playing. I felt how old the game was. And I hate saying that because I feel like Dragon Quest is a series that is pretty timeless, but this was difficult to look at as a new game. It felt very much like I was replaying something from the past, something that, you know, a lot of remakes do get over that hump. However, this game didn't.
It's hard for remakes, right? Because you want to maintain the same game, but you also want to add new things, right?
Yeah.
We saw that earlier in Persona 3 Reload, which to me that was a flop of a remake because it was the exact same game 1-to-1,
Yeah, it was.
which we love. But you need to add some new quality of life to it. You need to add some new things. Adding special attacks was not the social links. They could have added whatever. We're getting off topic.
Yeah.
But the point is that the Dragon Quest 3 game is very much 1-to-1. It's prettier. It's prettier.
That's it. It's prettier, guys. No, it's prettier and it's... Yeah, no, you're right. It's prettier.
They've added a lot of things. The music is remastered in with the orchestra, which
I loved.
which is
yeah.
amazing.
I sat there on stream just listening to the music with chat. It was amazing.
No, absolutely love the orchestra. Always love that. There's voice acting this time.
Most of the scenes have voice acting, which was really cool, actually.
And there's other little things, but that's not to say the game's not great. It is a fantastic game.
Oh, fabulous game.
Battles feel good, although I do have one gripe with the game.
Which might be why I love the game, but tell me.
They decided not to, and I understand why. They decided to not add battle animations in the battles. So, like, for example, when you pick an attack, it does not show your character attacking.
No, yeah.
It shows a little special fact on the enemy. I get that, and that's very old school Dragon Quest. So I get why they kept it, but I could have used a little animation.
Yeah. So like I said, that's something I really love because it reminds me of like a Tyrian Odyssey, which does the same exact.
Like that game?
Love those games. Those are like my top tier favorite games because I'm a grinder. Haha. I'm a grinder. I love to grind, and those games are dungeon crawling grind fests.
I've never played those.
They're just, you don't want to because there's no real story. The characters don't connect. It doesn't fucking really matter who you're playing as.
It's just a dungeon crawler.
It's a dungeon crawler, and that's why I liked the Dragon Quest 3 is because the brunt. If you watch my streams, we barely touch the story. The story is very tiny compared to all of the battling that you do, all the collecting that you do, and I love it. I sat there for one day, 4 hours, just grinding, and it.
Yeah, it
great.
Works perfectly in those regards. If you're looking for some great overarching story, it's not gonna happen.
No.
But I'm surprised you like Etrian Odyssey so much, but not Metaphor, because they're basically like Metaphor took a lot of inspiration from those games.
Yeah.
Because they're both, I think, are they made?
No, Tyrian. No, yeah, that's Atlas. A Tyrian Odyssey is Atlas because they made the Persona 4 version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I forgot what that was called, but
Persona Q.
Yeah, Persona Q. It was on the
Labyrinth
DS.
and
Yeah.
But,
That is it's a map building dungeon crawler. Those are what they are.
Those are there's lots of those.
Yeah, I enjoy them quite a bit.
There's one I played. I have to look it up, but it is pretty much that.
Yeah.
But it's like a little scarier.
Ooh, cute.
But it's basically about like these people who go to work at this like facility and they get stuck in it and they have to escape, but they go through like mines. But it's actually kind of scary. I couldn't vibe into it at all.
Ooh, okay, then you have to give that to me because I will play the fuck out of that.
But Dragon Quest is, I mean, like, there's nothing like running around the world map, or
Love that.
going in the dressers and finding a little piece of gold, or like
Mm-hmm.
the battles. They're fast, fluid, fresh. I could have used a little bit of an animation, but it's a choice, and I get why
Yeah.
they left it in. It's classic Dragon Quest.
I had a really good time with it. I had a really fun time with it.
Mhm.
And it's kind of one and done though. I don't think I would go back to it.
Well,
You
they're
know what I
also
mean?
doing the same thing for the first and second game.
Yeah, definitely would play that. Like, how do you feel about how the story was conveyed in a newer time? Because we were saying that the game feels very old, you know?
It felt the same to me.
Yeah.
I don't. It did. It. Those games, like you said, I don't really play them for story.
No.
You play it for just that classic JRPG
Yeah.
gameplay. You're running through the dungeons. You're collecting stuff, leveling up. Like so. When stories like that come up, I'm kind of just like,
Yeah.
okay, the king is talking.
The five kings are talking.
Five kings are talking. I
Yeah.
did love how you build your little party. One of my favorite things about the game
Mm.
is there's a clown class.
Yes, there's a clown, the jester class.
Love a clown.
Love a good clown.
Because I'm a clown. And they also added the monster hunting.
Yeah, that was actually cool.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Besides that, I really don't have much to say about it.
It was very classic. It was classic.
I
You
think
know?
what happened with Dragon Quest is there was too many other games coming out at the same time.
Or if you were lagging, you were probably still playing Metaphor, or you were probably still playing something else. Yeah, for sure.
Metaphor, you had Ys 10 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Romancing Saga came out.
That was interesting.
Fantasian came out. There's just so much. So it's like I don't know. For me, they just didn't add much to it.
To make it stand out. It's definitely a game people are going to get, but like they're gonna get it later. They're gonna play it on the plane.
100%.
You know, they're gonna play it at work during their breaks. You know, it's not a game that you're like, okay, let's fucking grind the fuck through this game and get through it, you know?
I definitely did not need to play it now. I could have waited to when I didn't have anything else to play.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I did get into, especially at the end of the year. It's a wild time to release a mundane game. Sorry, it was mundane.
Yeah, I mean, it is still technically like a fantastic game. I would give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about the game, but if you're comparing it to what was released, yeah, it's definitely interesting place to put it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't need the first and second one, but I'll play them.
I'll play them.
It didn't, you know what it was either? It didn't revitalize my love for it like the Pixel remasters did. I don't know if you played those.
Mhm.
The Final Fantasy ones.
Yeah.
Those were fantastic.
They were amazing.
The music was great. It felt fast paced. There was new quality of life elements added. There wasn't even voice acting, but those felt fresh and fun, and they felt like you could take these old games that you played years ago. Like, I finally beat Final Fantasy VI for the first time ever
What?
when I played the Pixel Remaster.
That's you never finished that game. That's wild.
No.
Yeah, that's a fucking great game.
I would always get to when Terra becomes an Esper, and
Uh-huh.
I've never played past that. I don't know why. This was the first time I beat it.
You went to the end. That's interesting. Well, yeah, no, I mean, because it's not that the game looks old. It's not that the game, like, we played Octopath and we played Octopath 2. Like, those games have that old feel, but they did not feel old. They felt very new. They felt very fresh, and that's just not something Dragon Quest 3 did.
I think it also is because Dragon Quest is a more traditional RPG, so there's really not that much they can add to change the nature of what the game is. Whereas Final Fantasy has evolved in, game to game.
Yeah.
They change elements. Dragon Quest has always remained the same. If you play the latest one, it is the same game that it was back then. So I guess maybe that's why.
I don't know if that is, because that's, the new ones do feel fresh. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. They're quirky games. They always have been.
Yeah, 11 was one of the best games.
Would we recommend playing it? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Play it. Put it on. It's also on the Switch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the console I would play it on. I bought it on Steam. I kind of regret that because I'm not going to sit on my PC and play this game.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's the best Switch game.
It's a great Switch game. It's a game you can take with you. It's very, Game Boy back in the day. Take it with you, play it when you have time, and it doesn't really matter because you can pick it up for a week and then put it down and play it next month and it's not going to change.
Right, because you're not missing out on some big lore or story or plot twist because it's just all right there. But as like if you're playing like my next big console game after I spent $700 on a PS5 Pro,
crazy that you did that.
I would do it again.
And you would do it again.
I'd buy another one right now.
That is something we need to talk about because that's I don't have one. I have the original PS5. I literally have the PS5 on its first day of release.
Yeah, and this you don't need a Pro. A Pro is just it's a.
But now I want one. No,
it's just an item that people want obsessive.
Gamer, you're a trophy hunter. You play games literally 24, so that makes sense for you.
Yeah, it also depends on like what setup. You need to have a complete setup before you have a Pro. Like playing Horizon, the remastered one was
Stunning.
that was a treat.
A
whole snack.
He's a Merry Christmas.
Merry ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho, bitch. All right, well, my beer is coming to an end. It looks like your matcha is also coming to the end.
It is. I'm falling asleep. I need a pick-me-up.
We need a pick-me-up. That means another order from the cafe, and that also means another episode coming to you soon. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you made it to the end.
I hope you guys enjoyed our commentary.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed our commentary, our talks, our book club. Tell us a game that you want us to play, because we will be playing new games, but we love to play some old games too.